Okay, welcome to this section 8, Rahula Bodhisattva Ideal in Buddhism. A bodhisattva is a person, a monk or layman, who's in a position to attain nirvana as a Stravaka or as a Prakya Buddha. But out of great compassion, Maha Karuna for the world, he renounces it and goes on suffering in samsara for the sake of others, perfects himself during an incalculable period of time, finally realizes nirvana, becomes a Samyak Sam Buddha, a fully enlightened Buddha, discovers the truth and declares it to the world. His capacity for service to others is unlimited. What significance, variously, would Sangha and Rahula give to a person in a position to attain nirvana as a Stravaka or as a Buddha? Is in a position to attain nirvana as a Stravaka or as a Prakya Buddha? Well, that differs, of course. Mahayana might challenge this point, in a sense, even though this is the writing of a Sangha. In theory, they are in a position to attain nirvana, but the two truth doctrine would deny that nibbana even exists, that nibbana and samsara are even true terms. All assertions are false, in a sense. They are the same place, and it's dualistic thinking to even try to achieve nibbana. No one can do it, and Rahula, of course, would say the opposite, that this is the goal, this is the way. So this is a crucial text here. So what is the relevant significance of great compassion, Maha Karuna, for a Sangha and for Rahula? Adding Maha to Karuna is like adding perfection to wisdom. It's polemical. The Mahayana are the great way, which have greater compassion than the Theravada. Now, Rahula here is probably reading this through gritted teeth, but for a purpose. He's showing awareness of the Bodhisattva vow, but is equating its later and fuller development back to its earlier stages. Basham here would be critical. Did the first Mahayana equate their faith with helping the whole world, or with just helping a few or the one person? So karuna, just to work on that word for a second, from Keon, is compassion, a virtue, a paramita, in a sense, which is important to all schools of Buddhism, but which is particularly emphasized in Mahayana. In early Buddhism, karuna figures as the second of the four Brahma Viharas, or divine abidings. These qualities are cultivated, especially through the practice of meditation, and are directed towards other beings without restriction. In the Mahayana, karuna is emphasized as a necessary complement to insight, prajna, and an essential ingredient to the perfection of the fully enlightened. In Mahayana sources, insight and compassion are compared to two wings of a bird, with which one flies to the island of enlightenment. The followers of Hinayana are criticized for their lack of karuna. They're going to get one wing of the bird, and for seeking purely personal enlightenment, a lesser enlightenment, regardless of the need for others. The Bodhisattva of Mahayana, on the other hand, seeks to attain nirvana for the benefit of all, and vows he will not cease from his efforts until all have attained liberation. Some sources go further as to allow karuna to override all other considerations and enjoin the commission of immortal actions. If the Bodhisattva sees the use of skillful means, upaya kusala, would reduce suffering. In Mahayana iconography and art, the symbolic embodiment of compassion is the great Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara, the one who looks down from on high. He's portrayed as having 1,000 arms extending in all directions to minister to those in need. He's constantly appealing for aid and intercession by those in difficult circumstances. In the course of time, there appeared a doctrine of salvation by faith, according to which the mere invocation of the name of Buddha was sufficient. given the extent of the Buddha's compassion, and to ensure rebirth in the Pure Land or heaven, thus Pure Land Buddhism. So what does Asanga and Rahula, what does it mean for Asanga and Rahula to say he renounces it? What is he renouncing? Is that important? And how does that relate to the world? Renouncing what? Well, Nibbana, not the household stage as would be thought of in Theravada. Renunciation is the virtue of Theravada, and here it is being read into Mahayana. He renounces it. This is a really interesting twisting of the text. Renunciation, relinquishment is a virtue in Theravada, one of the Theravada perfections, paramas, found in the Pali Canon, but not found in the Lotus Sutra or other Mahayana prajna parimitas, except critically or negatively. So what is an incalculable period of time? This is a common mechanism for when you don't know how to explain something, it seems, in Eastern thought. Just put it into the far distant past, kick it into the long grass. Kalpas, or vast, almost mythical eons of time, are common currency of thought in the Eastern world. Just means to mystify something else, to make it irrelevant. What truth is discovered? He discovers the truth and declares it to the world. Rahula here is emphasizing the Bodhisattva, the fully enlightened, is a phrase or an emphasis or a reading of the text that Mahayana Sangha would not agree with. Rahula is now linking this to disclosing of truth, and really what the job of a Thera, monk, or Arhat would do just like him. He's thinking of himself. I am a Bodhisattva, one who discovers truth and declares it to the world, or hears truth and then declares what I heard as a Thera. What capacity is unlimited? His capacity for service to others is unlimited. While in Mahayana, the Bodhisattva is an earthly and limited follower of the pure. For example, the Pure Land would see their heavenly Bodhisattva is virtually unlimited in terms of transferring merit. So ordinary Mahayana, pretty much limited. But the Buddha, who, like Pure Land Buddha, is virtually unlimited. Yet Rahula would be happy to say a fully enlightened Arhat like the Buddha is unlimited as well in his knowledge and ability to teach and lead you to Nibbana. So that was section 8.